Welcome back, students. So today we will continue our chapter editing and formatting in word processor, and for today our topic is formatting a document. Now what is formatting in MS Word? So if you get this question, so you have to answer that formatting is the process of changing the general arrangement and appearance of text, that is improving the appearance of the text by using various fonts, font colors, font size and font styles. So by using these features you can change the look of your document. A font is a set of letters, numbers or symbols of a given size and design that may be displayed or printed. So what is a font? So font is a set of letters, numbers or symbols in simple. Settings that are standard or predefined in a software are called default setting. Now when you start using MS Word, when you start typing, there are some predefined colors, predefined by default. The color is black and the size may be 11 and the letter style will be Times New Roman. So these are all default settings. So what are default setting? What is default setting? So settings that are standard or predefined in a software are called default settings. So this question also you can note down. Next, formatting help us to make changes to the default settings. It also help in highlighting important text in a document that makes the text attractive. So if you want to change the default setting, you have to take help of formatting. So that is why we use formatting. Next point, character formatting. Now character formatting consists of text properties like bold, italic, underline, font type, font size, font color, etc. So character formatting means the properties, those properties which help you to improve your document look. Next, character formatting using the ribbon. To apply character formatting to your text using the command on the ribbon, follow the steps given below. So you need to follow these steps if you want to do character formatting. So here one figure is given, figure 4.12, you will get in the next slide. So if you are looking in your book, you see page number 66, 4.12. So here all the formatting options are given. So with these options you can improve your document. You can make the necessary changes in your document. Next topic is character formatting using the font dialog box. The font dialog box provide more options for character formatting. To open the font dialog box, do as follows. So here also steps are given. I will not read out the steps. You just go through. Steps are easy. You can easily understand these steps. Next, text formatting. In Word 2010, there is a new button called text effect in the font group. So this is a new feature which is available in 2010, MS Word 2010. So using this button you can apply different kinds of effects to text in the document. So as you can see in the right side, so this is the text effect option which is newly introduced in Word 2010. So using these features you can enhance the look of the text or highlight specific blocks of text by changing its color, outline or by adding effects, and the effects which are available in this text effects are shadow, glow, reflection, etc. So these features will help you to highlight the text. It will make the text look different from others. Next point, highlighting text. Highlighting means making the text look different to draw the reader's attention towards it. So if you use these features, if you are writing a paragraph and you want the reader, the person who is reading, to notice a sentence or a word, you need to highlight it. So when you highlight it, the reader will easily notice the word or the sentence. So how will you highlight the text? So if this question comes, you have to write the answer. You have to write the steps. So click on the home tab. In the font group, click on the drop down menu arrow of the text highlighted color button and select the color you want. Next, in the next page it continues, so you can just write it from here. If you want to remove the highlight from the text, follow the steps given below. So how will you highlight and how will you remove the highlight text? So here also steps are given. Steps are easy, so I am not reading the steps, so you just go through the steps. So one of the question you have in question number 2E, there is a question, how can you remove the highlight of a text? So this is the answer. You have to write the steps. Okay. Next point, aligning text. What do you mean by alignment? Now alignment is the manner in which text is placed between the margin of a page. Now alignment, you can have your text lined up at the left side, at the center, or at the right side of the page. So when you see your text, so it will be appearing in the left side or in the center or in the right side. In your book also, if you see, you can see the alignment. Now when you see a poem in your book, so poem are generally aligned in the center alignment. So text, some paragraph titles are aligned at the center. So in that way only the alignments are done. So if you need in the center, you have to use the center alignment. If you want your text to appear in the right side or left side, so you have to use according to that. So here steps are given below, you can just go through. So in when you read this alignment part, how many alignments are available in MS Word? So there are 4 alignments available in MS Word: center alignment, right, left, and justified alignment. So this point you just keep in mind. Next point, applying border and shading. Now the steps for applying border and shading to the text are as follows. So here just steps are given. Border and shading you have already done in your earlier classes, so we will not go in detail about this. So border and shading, after that you have, so next page is page formatting. Making changes to the setting of a page is called page formatting. So what is page formatting? Making changes to the setting of a page. The group and options in the page layout tab of the Word 2010 are used for formatting page. So this page layout tab is used for page formatting in Word 2010. So let us learn how we can use the various options given in the page setup group and of the page layout tab. So here we will learn about the page setup group of page layout tab. First point, margin. What what is the default margin setting? So one question may come from this part. So margins are the amount of white space between the text and the edge of the page on all four sides. So on the all four sides, if you see in your book also, you will see some spaces. These spaces are called margins. The default setting for the top, bottom, left and right margin in 2010 is 1 inch. So this is the default setting. What is the default margin? 1 inch. Steps to change the page margin are as follows. So if you want to change the margin, by default it will be 1 inch, but if you want to change the setting, so you have to follow these steps. You go through, you will understand. Next, setting margins using rulers. You can also set the margin using rulers. To display both the horizontal and the vertical ruler bar, click the View tab. In the Show group, select Ruler. On the horizontal and the vertical, the shaded part depicts the margin. So if you see in the next page, here in this page you can see here the margin setting, it is given. So you can just go and click on the page layout option and then in the margin group, and you can choose the margin from here, and custom margin will help you to select your own setting. So you can use the custom margin and you can set your own required margin, you can set using the custom margin. To change the margin settings, say for the right margin, place the mouse pointer on the right margin boundary. The pointer changes to a double headed arrow called the margin marker. Drag the margin marker to the desired location. So in this way you can change the margin. Changing the orientation of the page. Orientation refers to the direction along the length or the width in which the page is printed. So when we talk about the orientation, it means the direction of the page. So in MS Word we have two orientations, portrait and landscape. So in this image you can see one is portrait and the other one is landscape. So generally by default when you start typing in MS Word, it appears in portrait orientation. So when you start, you will see your page will be in portrait orientation. So you can use this orientation option and you can change the orientation of the page. So here steps are given, you can see the steps and you can change the orientation of the page. Next point is setting paper size. So the paper tab of the page setup dialog box allows us to choose any of the given paper size from the paper size drop down list shown in figure 4.29. So you can see the figure 4.29 and you can understand that how you can select the paper size. So to select it, first you have to click on the page layout option and then you have to go to the page option, paper size option. So and then you can select the size which you require. Next point is inserting a page break. Page break indicates the end of the page. The steps to insert page break are as follows. So here also steps are given. Now page break indicates the end of the page. So when you finish a paragraph or when you want to change the page, you can use this option, page break option. Column formatting. By default, an MS Word document has one column. However, the document can be formatted to have more than one column, as we see in a newspaper. So if you want to give columns in your paragraph, you can use this feature. So steps to set the column style are as follows. So here steps are given, you just go through the steps and we'll move on to our next point, paragraph formatting. So paragraph, when we do for paragraph formatting, we use some features. They are line spacing, paragraph spacing and text alignment. And you can set this to the paragraph, and you can change the look. So these things we have already done in the with the words text formatting. So it is similar to that, but here we are talking about paragraph formatting. So here line spacing is one of the point. So line spacing is the amount of white space between the lines of text in a paragraph. So when we talk about line spacing, it means the space among the lines in a paragraph. It is measured in lines or in unit called points. So here steps are given, you can go through the steps. Next is paragraph spacing. Paragraph spacing is the amount of white spaces between the paragraphs. Now line spacing among the lines, paragraph is among the paragraphs. So from one paragraph, how much distance is the second paragraph? So that is called the paragraph spacing, and steps are given here, you can just go through. Next, setting alignment. Alignment is the manner in which the text is placed between the margin of a page. So alignment, if you remember, text alignment was there, and here you have the paragraph alignment. So you can change both vertical and horizontal alignment. Vertical alignment refers to the position of the text in relation to the top and the bottom page margin. Horizontal alignment refers to the position of text in relation to the left and the right page margin. So these are the two alignments available, the vertical alignment and the horizontal alignment. Next is changing the vertical alignment. The steps to change the vertical alignment of the text are as follows. So in exam, if you get a question, how can you change the vertical alignment or how to change the horizontal alignment, you just need to write the steps. So here horizontal alignment, if you see there you have the horizontal alignment are divided into 4 categories, subcategories. They are left, right, centered and justified. So what happens if you use these alignment properties like left, right, centered and justified? So when you use left, text is flushed with the left margin. So text is moved towards the left margin. Right will move to the right, center will move to the center, and justified will place the text both left between the left and the right margin. Next is setting tabs. Now tabs or tab stop are used to control the alignment of the text within document. So if you use tab, why do we use tab? Now tabs are used to indent a single line of the text. By default, every time you press the tab key, the insertion point will move ½ inch to the right. Each time you press the tab key, the cursor point advances to the next tab stop. The tab selector is located above the vertical ruler on the left. Hover the mouse over the tab selector to see the name of the active tab stop. So you can see here all the different types of tabs are given. You just need to read this part, you will understand. Next part, using the format painter. The format painter can be used to apply the selected text and paragraph formatting and some basic formatting like border and fills to another block of text. The steps to do this are given. So here steps are given. So here one question may come, why do we use format painter? So format painter is used to apply a selected text and paragraph formatting to some basic formattings like borders and fills to another block of text. So if you want some text styles or some color to be given in the other part of the paragraph, you can use format painter. And next is printing a document. Now as you have done all the editings, formattings, alignments, everything is done, so you want the hard copy of your document. So for this you have to print your document. So when you want to print your document, so here steps are given. You can print a Word document by the following steps. So you have to go to click on the file menu. Okay, file menu button you have to press, and then you have to go to the print option, and you have to see that your printer is connected to your computer. Next, select the printer from the printer drop down list. So if your computer is connected with more than one printer, so you have to select the printer name, and then under the setting specify the page to be printed. So here you have to set all the things. Now print all pages, how many pages you want to print the current page, or print selection. So you can select some part and print that part. So in that way you can print your document. So there is one more option, print custom range. So custom range, in custom range you can tell the printer, or you can give command which page number you want to print. Suppose 1 you want to print, 3 you want to print, 7 you want to print, 5 you want to print. So if you have so many pages, you can select, you can give the custom range, any number you can give, and that pages only will be printed. Then how many copies you want, that one also you have to set, and then you have to give the print command and your file will be printed. So this is how you can print. So with this we end our chapter 4, and chapter 5 I will start in the next class. And before ending, write down all the fast forwards of page number 64, 67, 69 and 75. So this here some shortcuts are given. So if you see these page numbers which I told, so you see the page numbers, there fast forwards are given. So control plus S, control plus, so shortcuts are given. So those things you just need to write down in your notebook to use it practically. So you write down those things and fill in the blanks and all. I will just tell you in my next video. I will dictate it and you note it down. And question answers, it is very less questions. I have explained the chapter, so you just try by yourself. Any questions which you find difficult, you can ask me. You can send me message. I will try to solve it. Thank you so much for listening. Have a nice day.